Hey guys, and welcome to another Animal Crossing video. I'm Crossing Channel, and in today's video I'm going to be discussing how we could see a big update coming to the game on March the 20th for the 1-year anniversary of Animal Crossing New Horizons. We just got the Mario update announced to us, and whilst I'm really excited to get all of these new items, it does leave us wondering what the next update is going to be, when it could happen, and what might be in it. So if you guys are excited for this video, be sure to leave a like, and if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe and turn on channel notifications for more Animal Crossing videos. So like I mentioned, the Mario update was basically just announced, and it is coming out on February the 25th, which is a bit of a surprise to most of us because we only just got the Festival update, which also had events mostly happening throughout February. Now, this update is obviously coming out in February, but most of the content will be available in March. The Mario items will be available on March the 1st, and then all of the seasonal items will be available throughout later on in March. However, that does leave us with a kind of lack of content for March. Not really much will be going on, there's no major events or anything. However, there is one really big thing that is happening in March, like I mentioned earlier, which is the 1-year anniversary of Animal Crossing New Horizons. Now, currently, we don't know if they're going to do anything at all for the anniversary. Some people feel like it's guaranteed, there's others out there who feel like they're not going to do anything. I kind of am on the fence here. I really don't know whether they're going to do a massive update. I think it would be a big shame if they didn't though, because the 1-year anniversary is definitely a holiday worth celebrating, and they did do the same for games like Animal Crossing Pocket Camp, where they had really big celebrations. Now, one thing that was really strange about this update trailer for the Mario items is the fact that we actually didn't get to know when the next update is coming, leaving a lot of people really confused and concerned about the future of updates in Animal Crossing New Horizons. After all, with basically every update trailer, we have seen a glimpse at what we can expect to see next. That has happened with literally every trailer as far as I remember. So this time around we didn't get that, leaving us in the dark. However, that would be a good way for Nintendo to kind of leave their next big update as a surprise. They definitely could do it that way and maybe tease it throughout the month of March until it eventually comes out. Perhaps this February update could actually have the content for the anniversary in it. We don't know yet, we're going to have to wait and see, but there's lots here that could be possible. So, like I mentioned, March the 20th is the 1-year anniversary of Animal Crossing New Horizons, and for some of us, we've been playing this game since literally day one. That means that we've experienced basically everything there is to experience so far in the game, but it doesn't feel like Nintendo is done updating the game and adding in more content. In fact, I'm positive that they're going to add a lot more content to the game. We know from data mines that some really big things will be coming in the future. They're just waiting to put them out, and we don't really know what their strategy is here, but it seems like they want to keep Animal Crossing New Horizons updated for a long time. Having an anniversary update though would really be a great way to get people to play the game again and get people to buy the game again. Lots of people are still actually buying New Horizons for the first time. I get so many comments on my channel of people saying they just got the game, or they got the game a few weeks ago and they want help and they're watching some of my older videos on the game. So even though some of us have enjoyed this game since March the 20th last year, there are those out there who are still playing through and enjoying everything. And I think Nintendo does still want to sell this game to people by using these big updates. I do think the updates will remain free, since that's another question that I get quite a lot on this channel. I do think the update's going to be free. Perhaps one day we could see paid DLC, but I'm not going to get into that here because I know it's a bit of a sort of controversial subject, and I think we should instead focus on the free updates, which this video is all about. So this is a really interesting sort of interview with Nintendo that came out in April last year. It's a bit dated now, but it's still very relevant, so I'm going to read it out. So as far as the actual details and planning of the updates, we're still working on it. We want you to wait for further details to be announced, but I can definitely say that I'm really sure there'll be an update, and this includes Bunny Day for April, which of course we know did happen. Animal Crossing is a game where you're able to enjoy seasonal changes throughout the year, and it syncs with real time, and through that you're able to basically sync your real life with the game. We want to make sure that in 2 years or 3 years down the road, players will still continue to find new surprises in the game, so we hope to create an update that you can do that with. Now, I almost do feel like this sort of article and this sort of quote from Nintendo could have been a little bit misconstrued. Perhaps what they meant by 2 or 3 years down the road is that they've put in so many hidden details that players could still keep discovering them, rather than them meaning they're going to update the game for 2 or 3 years. But to be honest with you, I do think they do plan on updating this game for quite a while. There are more interviews from them that suggest that they want to keep making content, and they've basically confirmed that they're going to keep doing updates throughout 2021. So hopefully we can see even more big updates come to the game. There's still a lot of stuff, like I mentioned, hidden within the game's code that they haven't yet put out into the game that I'm really interested to see. So for my next point in this video, I'm actually going to go into more spoilery territory and talk about one thing and maybe a few extra things that have been in the game's code for a long time that we're still waiting to see, which basically confirms that we will see even more updates, and perhaps something that we could see within a massive update for the anniversary of the game. So if you don't like spoilers, I'm just warning you about that now. So of course, in these videos, we always end up talking about Brewster and the Roost, and one thing that I really wanted to mention, because there's always so many people saying, nah, he's probably not going to come out, or, you know, maybe he won't, maybe he won't. Brewster is in the game's code. This is a fact. Brewster and the Roost are in the game's code. It's not speculation whether he will come back eventually. They have coded him, they have got him working, and they've got a whole bunch of other really cool features ready to go in the game's back end that they just haven't put out yet. It seems like the main reason why they haven't done this yet is because they want to include these in a really big update, and the anniversary would be a perfect time to do that. Now, I don't want to get anyone's hopes up. I don't want to say for sure that this is going to happen on the game's anniversary, that we will see Brewster and the Roost and some of the other missing features that we really want, like gyroids and more furniture. That is not confirmed. There is no guarantee that Nintendo will decide to put these characters and updates out anytime soon. In fact, they may not do one for an anniversary. But I personally think it would make a lot of sense for them to include these really big features in the game's update anniversary as a way of saying thank you to players for being loyal for a whole year, and also a way to get people playing again. I mean, imagine Nintendo could go on their social medias and say, hey guys, we've got this massive update coming out with all the features that you really missed from previous games like the Roost, Gyroids, etc. They're coming out in our anniversary update. Start playing the game again. I guarantee you a ton of people would pick up their games again. This would be really good for Nintendo. It'd get people talking about the games on social media. It would get people making videos about the games. It would basically get people selling the game. And it would also be them selling the game, because new players would say, hey, I didn't realize that Animal Crossing was getting such big updates. I should probably buy this game now. You know, maybe someone has held off for a while because they weren't sure about the content of the game, or they wanted certain things in the game. So a really big anniversary update would definitely help with that. Now, I want to mention something interesting that I actually talked about earlier, where I said that potentially this February update could actually have the stuff for the anniversary in it. This was kind of the case for the Day 1 update for New Horizons, which I believe already had Bunny Day in it right away. So the game, you didn't need to download a further update after March the 20th, you could just download that initial update, and then Bunny Day was ready to go on April the 1st, which was pretty cool. Bunny Day is obviously a bit of a traumatizing event for many of us, but I think they could do something similar here. Rather than putting out another update sometime in the middle of March for March the 20th, perhaps all of the updates that we need are already contained within this February update, and that will get them added later on in real time. Nintendo does unlock things in real time very often now, so that's probably what they could do if they wanted to do some kind of anniversary update in March. Who knows though, it's anyone's guess yet, and it seems pretty unlikely that we'll get a data mine for this update. It's been actually quite a while since we've gotten proper data mines for these recent updates, so there are potentially tons of really cool hidden details that we just don't know about. Although I did hear that Nintendo was making it even more difficult to actually data mine these updates, so that might be a very valid reason why people have struggled to get this stuff out. Either way, when this update releases, I'm going to make videos on what is kind of hidden within the update. I'm sure you guys will want to learn about that, so stay tuned. I'd love for you guys to let me know down in the comments section, do you think we're going to see an anniversary update on March the 20th for Animal Crossing New Horizons? If you do think we're going to see one, what do you think we could actually see within this update? Will we see Brewster and the Roost, or will we see something maybe a bit more low-key? If you watched until the end of this video, be sure to comment Bob's Gang down below so I can know you watched all the way through. I want to give a big thanks to these people, my channel members, for supporting the content that I make here. If you want to become a channel member and get a whole bunch of cool perks for doing so, click the join button or the link in the description to learn more. You can get exclusive emojis, a badge by your name, you can get exclusive content and posts from me, so check it out. Thank you so much for watching this video, I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to subscribe for even more Animal Crossing content and turn on those channel notifications to get notified every time I post a new video. You can check out my links and my merch in the description of the video, and of course if you enjoyed, be sure to leave a like to show your support. Thank you for watching.